Welcome back to Electronics Judgment. Now today is the first video in a series that I'm doing with regards to the two multimeters that I purchased the other day and took delivery of. So today I'm just going to give you a quick basic overview of how to operate one, how they work, and what you do when you're testing using these meters. So let's get started. So starting with the clamp meter, I'll just quickly run through. Let's turn this on. So first one is your voltage, and you also have the option to change from DC to AC. Next, this is for measuring resistance, capacitance, sound, and diodes. This is the frequency, your hertz. This is 40 to 400 amps. Again, we can change from DC to AC, and we can do the same with 600. And you've got your NVC at the top. With the smart meter, it's a similar thing. First we press the on button, and then we can select what we want to measure. So this is volts. This one does allow you to press the button on the side to hold it in place, just like the other clamp does. And then it also gives capacitance and the auto functions. All of it is taking me some time to learn this one, so we're just going to be testing voltage today. And I'm going to do current on the other meter. But anyway, time to start. Although there is something interesting about meters, which I shall try and show you. So this is on capacitance, and if I stand this up here and then take both of the probes and then touch the end of the probes, it's actually able to detect capacitance in my body. So mine is about about 5. I mean, that is crazy if you think about it. This thing can actually detect electric that's in your body, but there is electricity in your body, and this will detect it. But on that note, now let's test mains power. Now, I must warn you, what I'm about to do is dangerous, so please do not try this at home. So I've plugged an extension lead into the power supply, and I've used this wall adapter to open the internal shutters to gain access to the live and neutral connector. And this is going to be 240 volts at 13 amps. So I'm fine to stick a multimeter probe in there because it's an electrical measuring tester. But anyway, let's select voltage. And first thing I'm going to do is better to put this in the neutral first, so then it can finish the thing. And then when I put this in here, although you will actually be able to see the meter read the voltage on AC. So we've got 247.6 volts, and we've got about 49.9, which is 50 hertz anyway, so a slightly higher voltage. But again, I think that's just depending on the power, what's passing through your socket at the time. I know it was lower earlier, and it was slightly higher earlier as well. So it depends when the electricity is flowing through into your house that this can change. Right, now let's move on to the clamp. Right, now the clamp meter is installed. Although I'll show you quickly, the idea of the clamp here is that when this goes down and you get the cable, the idea is this thing clamps on like so, and then you're fine to measure what it is. This is particularly useful for cables that are dangling high up from the walls, which that's probably something I will be putting up with later on. I've set this to voltage. We'll now select AC, and let's put the probes in again. Left the apps on. Always doing that. Right. Remember to take the apps off. Okay. In we go. And we should also get a reading. Oops. I don't know what's going on here. That should be reading 5 volts. Let's try. I think it's the size of these probes. It does do it. I'll tell you what, let's move to let's just move to current actually. See if this is drawing any current from the charger. I don't think it will because there's no thing being charged. No, we're not getting any current. So that's the end of the first demonstration of my multimeters. If you want to see any other demonstrations or want to make any questions about them, please leave them in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.